Hey Simon, I gotta acknowledge you for something. I forget when we were saying it, but maybe it was a few months back in Los Angeles. But I don't know if I didn't acknowledge it, so I don't even know if you know about it. But we had a conversation, and you made a comment to me about our role as a husband is to give our wives the sense of protection that allows them to blossom in whatever situation we're in. Whether we're sitting on the sofa, she should be at complete ease and comfort, knowing that I've got it under control. And the same for my kids as well, right? They need to know that dad is around, he's got it under control. I love you, yet I'm still willing to lay my life down for you at the same time, and there won't be any nonsense here that's going to affect us. But it made me, I had to take a walk with some things because I never articulated it in that way, that regardless of the situation that I'm in, that my wife needs to feel comfortable enough to flourish. So again, I thank you for sharing it with me, because it now makes me more mindful and aware of watching her and listening to her, whether we're on the sofa, out at a winery, at the mall, or just, like we were in Fiji a couple weeks back, and we actually took the staff of some of the staff of the Denali to their nightclub. Completely different cultural experience. And like any other nightclub that it's got alcohol being served, there was a couple of knuckleheads got into some little tiff in the corner, and my meter immediately went off the roof. I'm looking, okay, I got it, figured out what's going on. But then I turned right to my wife. Where is she at? What is her body language like? What do I see her doing? And the cool thing was, she was with a group of other women that came from the resort, and they were at complete ease, at comfort. They felt no threat, which I thought, okay, I've at least given her that much. I've at least given her the fact that she knows it's under control. She can enjoy herself and let her hair down and relax, because I've got it under control.
I love it, man. And I'll tell you exactly what I said, because I remember the conversation. I said that a man's role is twofold. Obviously we are hunters and providers, but also we are protectors. And that means that it's our job to protect people around us, or especially our kids and our partners. Protect them physically, protect them emotionally, and protect them spiritually. And that means create space for them physically, create space for them emotionally, create space for them spiritually. And that means that there is this safe bubble that we create. And when they're in that bubble, they can flourish and become feminine and become open and loving and become these incredible creatures that they are.
Absolutely.
Because the reality is that when women don't have that, a lot of guys don't recognize this. Most women walk through the world, and when they see a man they don't know enter a room or on the street or wherever, the first thing they do is they size him up as a threat. How big is he? How strong is he? What body language does he have? Like, women are very, 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 very aware of the predators in the environment, way more than we are. And the question becomes, if that's where she's at, if her stress or sympathetic nervous system is constantly ready to kick into flight, fight, or freeze, at what point in that can she possibly become all that she can become? When she's got a strong man by her side who she absolutely 100% trusts to take care of that if it happens, now she can relax.
I would even share your comments on how that works with your children too, because again, the way I was raised by a man who came from backwoods of Mississippi. He was my grandfather, not my dad. So let me be clear: my dad didn't raise me. My grandparents raised me, and these were Depression era folks, right? They went through some tough stuff. And it's now the late 60s, early 70s when our paths cross, right? I'm brought into the world and I'm raised by them. Man, culturally, couldn't be any different, right? Here I am, a little kid that wants to just run around and have fun and eat cake all day long. And my grandfather at the age of 14 or 16 had someone fabricate his documents so that he could actually go to work at the steel mill, one of the worst environments that was around in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, right? And so Grandpa didn't play. Bottom line, didn't play. And we were so out of connection culturally. For the longest, I hate to say it, but I hated them until I lost them, and then I realized what they actually blessed me with in terms of values, moral compass, focus, work ethic, and then I became endeared to that, but I didn't have direct access to it anymore. Then I caught myself raising my kids kind of the same way. Like, you know what? I don't invest in them individually. I lay down the law and the rules, and this is how I expect my house, my land to be, to operate. It wasn't that successful. And, again, I challenge a lot of men to think about their role as a dad. Are you connecting with your kids in a way that's helpful?